Welcome to the Arnold Classic. We are back at the Arnold, and we're back at the Animal Cage for the first time since 2019.
Yeah, the cage is back, baby. We are so excited. Last year, the energy was awesome at the Arnold, but one thing was missing right here.
Yeah, the Animal Cage is just a part of what the Arnold is. I'm so excited they brought it back. I think we have a little bit of a story I want to talk about that, but let's formally say welcome to the Arnold podcast episode of the PricePlow podcast. I don't really know what we're going to do with this. I have a feeling like a couple might morph together or something. We've got the camera equipment, but we know we want to do it here to start.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
I mean, yeah, this is the big story here in 2024. So we want to do it here. It's going to be loud. Like, remember to talk right into the microphone because it's going to get a little crazy here. But that's what the cage has always been about. The crazy moments where everyone's just, and we talked about this with Jason Budsock on this podcast, and we got to get him back over here. But like the crazy moments where the energy just builds up, and you can feel it here already.
We've been talking about this since our first call with Animal ever, when I just fanboyed for an hour. Like, this is what we look forward to every year. It's a part of what Animal is, and to get back here was not easy for them. I actually want to get Rudy on here to talk about that, but I think we'll take a little bit of credit for pushing them, but I got to give them a ton of credit on top of any sort of credit that we get. Putting this together was not easy. Coming back from not having these athletes, getting people excited about it again, and putting it together was a huge undertaking.
Right. Like, we talk a lot on this podcast about business stuff, and look how much space we're taking up here. There's companies that can be using this as prime real estate. We are right by the entrance and everything.
Yeah.
There's companies that can be selling a lot of products here, making money. This cage here, there's no product being sold like where we're sitting. So this is, in a way, a money loser.
Well, that was a thing to talk about for them too, is that previously they used to sell a ton of merch and products.
Right.
Years ago, you used to come to the Arnold and buy stuff. Not really anymore, honestly. And so that's a huge discussion. Like, I don't want to even estimate what this costs, but I know in the past of when I did Olympia and Arnold, I know what that kind of costs. This is not cheap to do, and how much of an ROI are you really going to get?
Right, and over the years, as we've seen online take over, influencers take over, all that stuff, we see a lot of companies saying it's not worth our time to actually have a booth because we're going to lose money. We have to pay all this stuff. We're going to, you have to pay money to the Columbus, the union or whatever, to get the product shipped in, to get the product out if you don't sell it. So giving away product on Sundays. Mike McCandless talked about this.
If you're watching the video right now, you're actually enjoying the man of the hour, Jason.
You might be getting
who doesn't realize that there's a camera going on. It's an awesome shot.
Jason,
it's
we
really
love
great.
You. Yeah.
You're good. We're talking about you. It's awesome. It's great.
Are you ready to get in here?
You're great.
All right. Let me unmute you. Which camera? There you go. Talking to the mic. We're keeping the volume levels low.
So we're talking about how cool it is that you guys are back. What a huge undertaking this is. Congratulations, first off.
Thank you.
Tell us about the road back to the Arnold.
Oh my God. It's been amazing, number one. I want to apologize. I don't know who's watching at
You're
the
fine.
moment.
You're fine.
It's not live.
I'm blocking you guys. No, it's been a crazy whirlwind of last few years where Arnold shut down in terms of. I'm learning this, guys. I'm learning how to work the mic. When we were on our way in 2020 to the cage, and the day before, everything got canceled. So it was like all that excitement. We understand the circumstances, but in terms of building up for a show, all that excitement was like,
yeah.
And then it took us a few years to get back. I think the world, in terms of getting back to shows, it just took a while to get back. And we would come to the Arnold and kind of check things out, and we're like, should we do this? No, maybe not yet. But then Mike and Shane from Stacked were super helpful in convincing us to come back, because we were like 50-50, I would say. But then hearing these guys and the passion, hearing from the fans, once all the people started talking, it was like,
I mean, things have changed though.
We got to come back.
Like, we were also talking about the change from these used to be all about selling products, and now, I mean, this is really a conversation you and I had a lot, was if the ROI is not in selling merchandise or product, where is the ROI? And you guys are live streaming this, right? One of the things that I kept bringing up was, for years, I used to watch the 500 for reps video before I went to the gym.
Yeah.
After that, it was BJ Whitehead shoulder pressing 400 pounds for reps. Like that was the shit that would fire me up, right? And like if you look at those videos, there's millions of views. It's the animal brand, right? And so I mean, are you selling products? I mean, you are. There's product being sold, but
of course, it's like it's selling an experience that people can take with them. Like you said, hearing from you and like the motivation that those videos provided you, it's like, wow, you know what? That stuff lives on, and I don't know, it's been years since those videos lived on. People still comment, they still talk about it, but it's all about coming up with a fresh version of the cage, new athletes as time evolves.
Yeah, and we want to maybe hear from some of the athletes that might want to come in here, but it's like you're building community and you're finding your people. Like the people who like this stuff are the people that you want to experience your brand, so you need to give them that experience and then the products can come.
Exactly.
Or we hope, so that's the thing. But we couldn't be more excited. I don't like to give myself that much credit, so I do have to read my LinkedIn post though.
Let's read this.
12 months ago, whatever the date was, after I got home from the Arnold Expo was high energy this weekend, and we had a great time. Tons of content coming, but one thing was still missing. I'm making a public call out to Rudy Chaco, Bob Levi. I couldn't find you because you're Jason B. And Jason B. and the team at Universal Nutrition, it's time to bring back the cage. And then all sorts of engagement and everything. And so I feel like we had to
that was the spark.
There's a photo of Pete Rubish. Like, this is the best part. Like, Mike loves the cage and everything, but he isn't intricately aware of the characters and the stories that I love that you picked a great photo for that
post.
That's a
great photo.
It is an awesome picture.
He is a guy who started as a kid in his basement lifting, who grew on the internet and became a name in the industry. And you guys gave him a huge platform here by letting him lift. And that's really one of the big hurdles I remember was I came in the office and we talked about who gets to lift at the cage in 2024 because things have changed. You guys used to have, Dan Green's still here, but you used to have a roster every year. It was the same people. And it was new rivalries, but there were old rivalries as well. But you have a lot of new characters, which is really cool. You were able to modernize this.
Yeah, the goal is to, this year we want to mix new with old, because we realize there's a lot of great old lifters, but new are coming up, and we want to get them, here. We want to showcase the awesome feats that we're seeing on social media.
Yeah.
Let's get them in the cage.
Yeah.
So, I think we have some really
and that's
cool
what's such a cool thing is right now there's so many social media lifters and they don't, and it's the whole thing they don't compete, and so are they really competitors, whatever. But the cool thing is this is not a competition, this is an exhibition. So people can come in here and do whatever they want. Years ago, Chris Duffin did bent over rows to deadlifts, like weird lifts that you didn't typically do. You can do anything you want here, which is what's so cool about it.
Yes.
Right? It's just freaks.
It takes a little bit of the pressure off from talking to the athletes, and allows them to just have fun.
Yeah.
But give their all at something that maybe they couldn't do on a platform, at a competition.
Yeah.
But here we appreciate that, and we want to capture sort of some freaky lifts or a different way of doing something.
You guys have been able to set different kinds of standards that really only exist in the cage, like 500 for reps. You guys up that to 550 for reps. That's a record that's held in the cage.
600 with.
I mean, you're doing 600 reps on squats right now.
Forsaken Warrior.
Forsaken Warrior.
Yeah.
He did 600.
Crazy.
He left in an ambulance that day, right?
Yes.
I remember the animal logo on the platform was covered in blood.
Yes.
Shout out to Rob Philippus, 900 for reps on squat. There's been just
unheard
crazy
of stuff.
You can't pay for that kind of advertising. That's how you find your people.
Yeah.
Exactly, through the lifts.
Yeah. I mean, I'm personally friends with Rob. One of the things he's proud of is he actually bought the monolift that year from you guys, and he keeps that in his gym. It's the monolift from the 2018 Arnold. It's kind of cool to have that equipment, and there's a lot of legacy here. So it's I'm so proud of what you guys were able to put together because you guys have very effectively modernized this. There's a collaboration with Rogue on the equipment. You guys have really done the current meta of collaboration. You guys work with Gym Reapers. You have Wolfpack. You really were able to
cool
not that you guys were ever out, but you were able to get in with what's really happening and kind of follow those trends, which is very cool.
Because we have the trust of being in the industry for so long, for kind of doing our thing for so long, but we needed to open up and expand and collaborate with really great companies that are becoming the companies of now. and we want to be along with them.
Yeah,
further down.
yeah.
It seems like a lot of work because, like, obviously you're a business. The job is to sell product and everything. So, like, I'm not sure how much you did, Rudy, and everyone else, but how was it like recruiting the athletes from all over the place and making these partnerships? Like, where did a lot of this effort go?
So we have a really cool behind-the-scenes teams with Rudy, Steph. I want to give a shout out to Stephanie, who did an amazing job of finding athletes on social media. They know them in person, on social media, meeting them at gyms. They did a really good job of scouting the talent to put this together for this year. I'd love to take the credit. I couldn't take much credit other than a few of the athletes, but our team is knowledgeable of the industry, and they love powerlifting, strength lifting, strongman, and they put together an amazing roster this year.
That's one of the things that you guys have been always loved for, at least from my side, is like when all of the other companies are talking about Mr. Olympia and bodybuilding, you guys gave love to the community of people who lifted heavy.
Yes.
And you were part of the community. If I went to a meet, you guys would have a booth. Like, you guys were always there, right? Like, I have to give the shout out to Eric Schwartz. Like, he was always at the stuff.
Amazing guy.
If it wasn't him, it was you, right? Like, you guys were always there. We felt supported in the community. I was almost afraid for you guys because between 2019 and 2024, powerlifting has changed so vastly. I mean, mainstream broccoli head, crunch fitness goers compete in powerlifting now. It's a huge category. To me, I kind of carry Gary G6 Turner as like the quintessential animal athlete. And Will was just joking. He's a retired bodybuilder now, right?
Yes,
and if that says anything about like the consumer that you had over the years, it has changed. Now you need to appeal to young people as well.
Yeah.
You have to recruit them. As much as you want to keep the old guys, like, no offense to the older guys, but like, you have to always be evolving. And you guys have done a great job of that.
And the goal is to stay true to our core of who we are as the animal brand, but allow new people into the fold. They're doing unique, maybe a little bit unique things that you'll see this year.
Yeah.
Compared to not just doing the same thing over and over and over.
That heavy lifting it's timeless. It's not a generation, right? That hard work grit.
And I'm starting to see, like, I get into the generational thing and everything. Animal to me is like very Gen X, like gritty, like hardcore, like the latchkey and everything.
Yep.
And then maybe like millennials, you're the millennial of the crew and everything, but they seem like less into it, more into like the ghost thing. But these, like the Zoomers coming up, I think they kind of get the vibe, like, it's not a good idea to be weak. I'd rather be this, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like starting to like see like some of these young pups who are just looking bigger than a lot of the millennials that I watch come up and everything. Like, that's what I'm starting to see. So I'm like, this can work here. And I think but you have to recruit them back in. And like, they see stuff like this, like, oh, dude.
Well,
you know?
I think that generations grow up watching other people in the gym.
Right.
So I actually have a Gary Turner story. When I used to train, I trained at Apollon Gym in New Jersey.
Famous gym.
Famous gym. Like, before any of the nutrition, there was a gym. And I remember walking in one day, and on the wall there was a piece of paper, and it just said, "Put the fucking phone down. This isn't a Starbucks."
Love
and
that.
it said G6, and like that was Gary's contribution to Apollon, and like he was the kind of person I looked up to. And I think like this generation right now, like during pandemic, they didn't have people to look up to. They didn't get to like follow that next generation, but in a lot of ways, you guys do appeal to them. You do the baggy T-shirts. Right, that's a young thing now. It's come back around. Progressive overload, heavy lifting. It's coming all back around. It's all cyclical.
It's cyclical.
Yeah. So
goes.
I couldn't be happier with like how it all looks. This is really awesome. I have to ask, was all I just one question? Was all this stuff in storage?
Was all this in storage? This actually was through the collaboration with Rogue. Rogue helped us outfit this whole gym.
Okay.
They've been an amazing partner for us.
Nice.
And they're local. They're 5 minutes from here, and they really help not only us, but Arnold, Sports Festival in general. They're great at being
that saves so much in like shipping and all that crazy stuff. Logistics. Awesome. You can hear things are starting to get wild back here.
It's getting wild.
Yeah.
This is 600 for reps.
What I love is like, it's not even crowded here. We're here Friday morning. Like, tomorrow is the crazy day.
Yeah.
But like, just watching. No one can come by here without rubbernecking. I wish like the viewers could see this. Look, every single person looks at the cage, sees the animal logo. It's just hilarious. Like,
they want to see
you
the
can't
action.
walk by. Like, if it was just a booth selling protein powder, whatever, you walk by it. Everyone watches. It's hilarious. I just love the people watching here.
Absolutely.
then you get tags on Instagram, you get people watching the stream. Like, this stuff makes a lasting impression on people.
Yeah. It does. Yeah. Make sure, like, anyone who's here or watching from home, check the tag. Our tag is Animal Cage 2024. So if you want to see some of the action behind us, keep searching that hashtag, and you'll be able to find clips from all the lifters, from us.
Awesome.
Like
Yeah. I'm watching.
wanna-
Sorry, go ahead.
I was asking if you want to switch to product or anything, but if you have more stuff to talk about.
Is this new, Fury Essentials?
So this is actually Fury that we did a rebranding on.
Yeah.
If you see a lot of our labels.
A lot of your product names are changing. I've been emailing you. What are you doing to us over here?
You're like, is this new? Is this new? And I'm like, no, it's actually just, we want to make sure that, like, Fury, you know that it's a pre-workout.
It's a
that,
strict, like,
that
standard
it's really
pre-workout.
calling attention to what the product is.
I see. All right.
And you'll see that in a lot of the new updates.
Right, because you used to just say Fury, and now it says pre-workout Fury.
Exactly.
But did you add the branch chains to this, or is it the same formula?
So it's the same formula.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it's like the straight shooters pre-workout. I was just going to dry scoop half a scoop, and I saw the branch chains in there. I was like, ooh, that might be a little more dusty, but
It's unique. We were one of the original ones to have aminos in a pre-workout.
Right.
It's not something that you'd normally say, but our goal was to sort of take a unique take where it's like add some anti-catabolic amino acids
Right.
in there to help stave off the muscle breakdown as you're getting the energy boost, the focus boost.
sweet. Well, I still might do a thing. So anyway, the big thing that we posted today that you haven't seen because you've been busy here. Now Foods, now Foods published some testing on creatine gummies. Which
Interesting.
creatine is not exactly stable in water or a gel-like substance.
Yep.
And a lot of them, 46
46% failed testing.
failing label claim, a lot of it.
Didn't surprise me.
So then
I
they're
was
doing.
intrigued.
So
yeah.
then they're doing testing on creatinine, and a lot of it's getting converted to creatinine.
Yep.
Some of these just have nothing, and so a lot of problems going on. But you have been killing it with the chewable
Chews.
tablets,
Absolutely.
which is stable because it's like basically powder with dextrose, sugar, whatever.
Yeah,
like-
it's a nice compressed chewable tablet.
Yeah.
So there's no water or anything in there that could turn the creatine
Yeah.
over time into creatinine.
Yeah, so you'll be seeing that, but that's kind of like a hot thing that's like blowing up on the Instagram
is
right now, I think. But
really
these
blowing
gummies
up
have
for us.
taken off.
It's a
Like the
huge
Amazon
platform.
search traffic's been like this, and so they might not be as good as they say, but you've been doing it right. I love the
juice.
shoes, man. The new lemon ice flavor. I double my creatine intake every time you send me a tub of those because it tastes
tastes
good.
That's my goal. I want to make sure Mike gets his creatine in.
Yeah.
Did you guys have to source out chewable machinery?
We actually manufacture it in-house.
Right. Yeah. But was that a thing you were already manufacturing?
Yeah, we were already manufacturing it under the Universal brand, but we realized Animal we really want to get behind, and for strength trainers, that's our brand, right?
Yeah.
Animal. And so we converted the creatine chews, totally new flavor technology, over to Animal, and we
Very
made
cool.
it with estrogen for better absorption, a little bit of sea salt. So we really improved the formula and made sure that we had a really great tasting, great absorbing chewable tablet.
What I noticed about the new lemon ice flavor is that they chew a little bit easier. Did you like lighten up on the pressure in the tablet press or something like that?
We
or?
play around with it, and our goal is to, whenever we can improve something, to do it. And I think we finally got it to the point where it's at the right level of hardness and a bite to it.
Yeah.
I think we got it down.
Well, awesome.
Really
Yeah, I
good.
just wanted to bring that to your attention, because I like it when like our friends are doing it right and everything.
Love
like,
it.
yeah.
Feels good to be on the right side.
If we ever have a brand approach us wanting to advertise creatine gummies, it's 100%. We need to see lab tests. And here's the thing: as the ones that are newer are testing better, but over time, if you're getting close to
Yeah.
expiration date, dude, it's like there's a good chance that you're going to have less creatine than a fresh batch. So
yeah,
we're talking about the gummies.
With the gummies, yeah. With the chewable tablet, we've had that technology for years, so we have data that it lasts and lasts.
No, powder stays powder. I'm not worried about that at
It's
all.
basically just a tablet, right? It's just a tablet that you
Exactly.
can.
A
So if I
tablet
just swallowed it, it would just be a
You could.
creatine
technically.
tablet. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
That'd be a waste.
Don't try it. Don't try
Yeah.
that.
Don't try that at home.
Make sure you chew 'em.
Choking on giant tablets.
Yeah, no thanks. Awesome. And then you recently, I don't know if anyone can hear me, you recently had the Clear launch though too, right? How's that been
Yeah.
going? I see you're sampling it over there.
The Clearway, it's doing really well for us. We've got distribution in Amazon, Vitamin Shop's looking at it, GNC, but we got amazing feedback when we did this gym tour in terms of testing it with consumers, we wanted to make sure we had the flavoring right, that the mixability was good. It was phenomenal. And
Nice.
so that showed us that we really had something here. Because most consumers are still used to just chocolate, vanilla. There's some on the market, but there's really not that many clear ways on the market still. And so we came in with our version at a really good
You guys are early.
good time, and a little bit of a different branding for strength athletes, so it helps to get us out in a new way.
Yeah, I think this will be a big summer for clear proteins and everything. As the weather gets hotter and everything, I think people are going to be
crave
like,
that
yeah.
fruit bite.
And the products are to the point now where they're good enough that, yeah, it
This
it
lady's
doesn't
about to
ruin
smoke
you. What's going on
600
back
for
here?
reps.
600 for reps. This is wild.
Awesome.
I actually have another meeting, Ted, too.
Yeah.
Is it cool if I...
Yeah, let's
Head
go.
on out, bro.
That's the whole point.
Absolutely.
If you want to send anyone over here, you can. Like,
Very cool.
all right.
I appreciate
Can we-
it, guys.
Jason,
This
as
is
always, thank
amazing.
you. No, this
Thank you,
is
man.
amazing.
I appreciate
Congratulations.
you guys coming to the cave
Yeah.
and putting out such awesome content.
Yeah.
Do you think we can grab Rudy?
I'll grab Rudy and bring him in.
Send him on over.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. How many reps do you think they could do for 600?
That's a great question. I don't know. I hate to compare myself, but my best was 5, and I don't know.
All right, gotcha,
Like it's
yeah.
hard to like. That's really fucking heavy. Like I don't like. It's hard to explain like what 600 pounds on your back does.
Yeah.
Like, Mark Bell said that when he squatted 1,200 pounds, when he stood up with it, he felt all of his bones resettle
Right,
in their
uh-huh.
joints. And I felt that at 700.
Yeah.
So like like.
Yeah. Never in my life I imagine that. That's funny. Look
That
at
is
this,
wild.
like everyone
It's just
just
fucking
watching
wild.
and everything. Like,
Oh, there's a camera up there.
Oh, there she is. You had to have.
That is a thick woman. That is a strong woman.
You had to bring the cage back and everything. Dude,
What? Oh yeah.
Jason's the man.
Well, I want to get Rudy on here because Rudy really did a lot of that. Like,
Sweet. I think it might be time for me to do a little dry scoop. I only had a cup of coffee.
hit
so.
it. I'm saving myself for some energy drinks. I love these like super long lead ups to the lifts. This was me. I would take like 5 minutes to do a 2-second lift. I hope Cody's recording this right now. Yeah. We can put it over this video so people don't have to just watch us.
All right, I just dry scooped.
That's
Pre-workout
about it.
Fury. I don't remember branch chains being in this. So when I picked it up, I was like, oh man, those branch chains are going to make it a lot more dusty.
Yeah, it's a bit
So-
much. I don't know if I would want
So
to
let's talk a little bit about what we're doing here. We generally are not huge on just like doing the expo thing. Obviously, audio quality is an issue. And we spend a lot more of our time just doing business meetings at the bar, to be honest. And we're not drinking too much, but like that's where like a lot of our action is. But we actually have a decent amount here in the expo this year.
You have to go in the expo because some people can't make it out to the bar to talk. It just is what it is. It's so funny. When I came to my first expo, my first Arnold, I remember Ben Benedict told me, "I'm not going to that fucking expo. I hope I never have to go to that expo in my life." Like, and I remember like someday I want to be that cool. I want to be cool enough that I don't even want to go to the expo. Like, and it was this year for me.
So
Like,
who is Ben Benedict? He's never been on
Ben
our channel.
Benedict is the director of sales for Ghost,
Yeah.
but
Long time with Dymatize.
he was at Dymatize for a
Here we
long
go.
time. This is crazy.
I love it. Look, everyone's just
That's
getting
crazy.
fired up. Friday at like
That's
10
wild.
a.m. Everyone's
Yeah.
getting fired up. It's gonna be a good weekend, dude. Like you can just, that just said it right there for me. I got chills. I don't even know who that is. Sweet. So
So this year for me, I was like, I just want to go. Like, we have so many like meetings at the bar. Like, I just want to see friends.
right.
But all that said, all the reasons I don't want to walk around the expo, you can't miss the animal cage.
I mean, to me, when I talk to people, if you're gonna do the expo right now, Friday morning's the time before it's crazy. Saturday
walk, yeah.
is out of control.
Go
but
for the walk.
overall, I like it here a lot. Rudy, come on up. So this is your mic right here.
Okay.
All right. Let's unmute him. But I was just
The
getting.
man of the hour.
All right, everyone. This
All
is
right.
Rudy Chaco. the guy I tagged in that post earlier. We do a lot of phone calls with this. You are running a lot of this, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm pretty much directing the whole show.
Welcome to the PricePlow podcast.
Yeah, thank you guys. First and foremost, I do want to say thank you guys. You guys were an influence on me to push this through, and you know, a lot of it really came from conversations that we had, especially you and me, Ben. I know we talked about this since last year. We were like, it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same being here when we were here last year. Like, yo, Rudy, you got to bring the cage back.
We had 3 major meetings for this. One was impromptu. We were flying out of Newark to the Arnold. I see Rudy in the airport, and I'm like, there's an animal cage this year? There wasn't. There was not an animal cage, and it was very disappointing. So we had a great talk at like 5 o'clock in the morning about how the animal cage needs to come back. You were coming to kind of scope things out, see what it's like, and then a couple months later, you invited me up to the facility, and we had like a very, very early conversation about what does it look like, what would it be. We had a lot of feedback for you that you guys, I really don't want to take credit for things, but you guys ran super hard with. The big thing was, obviously ownership wants to know, how do we have an ROI on this? Because we don't sell stuff at the Arnold anymore. You guys have a live stream cart. It's the coolest thing ever. Because that was the big thing, content, has to be content. You can't do it and not make it content. And then a couple months ago, well, maybe like 6 months ago, we had a meeting where you presented to me like the whole plan, and I was blown away.
Yeah.
You guys did such an incredible job with this. Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Dude, I'm still taking it in. Like, it's crazy to be here. It's crazy to be here. But
you have a story with like your family and animal.
I do, yeah.
Introduce yourself a little bit. I don't know how much time you have because
Yeah,
you're busy.
yeah.
But
So I pretty much been with this company out the womb. I mean, my mom's been here, working here since she was 19. I remember when I was a toddler, like walking through those hallways, looking at the big animal ads, the black and white ads, and honestly, that was my realm. You know, like that's what I grew up with. You know, and it's not even just my mom there. I got aunts, uncles, cousins that work there. So like for me, this isn't just a company. Like this is a family. Like I'm truly like, I feel like I'm embedded with it. I feel like honestly, in my mind, I don't think there will ever be a day I'll be anywhere else but here. And just growing up with the brand, like seeing it change and overlap over the years, like it's amazing, and 2, it feels surreal. Like I remember working in the plants. I was packing the powders, like the protein powders that you guys probably consume. And now I'm directing the cage. So it's a crazy journey that I've had with this company, and it's still going, and hopefully it goes for many, many years.
I just want to say, like, I'm sure you have been busting your butt 18-hour days or whatever it is. To me, like, just watching all the people who cannot not look at this thing and the energy and that last big lift up there, I had goosebumps. Like, you set this weekend, dude. Like, you brought the energy for the weekend. So thank you, because like this has leveled things up for everyone, in my opinion, and it was you.
Well, for sure. Thank you for that. I do want to say, this is for the fans. Like, that was one thing we definitely talked about. Like, you know, Animal can come back and we could just make it, you know, very just a mood. But we want to bring the cage back because it's for the fans, it's for the community, and for just the industry. Like, so many of our competitors were coming up and saying, like, look, we're so happy you're here. We're competitors, but like the fact that you guys are here means a ton to just the industry.
There are people who compete on world stages that their dream was to just lift here. It doesn't get put in a record book. It doesn't like go down anywhere other than Animal Cage. And like you said, it's all about just for the community. Like to be a part of it, to be in it, to watch it. Like you had bleachers here one year and people just sat and watched. You know, I mean, that's kind of where we are right now. It's supposed to be the bleachers, but yeah, like it is so unapologetically like for the lifters. Like it's insane.
So tell me, what are you doing here? Like, did you organize? Did you recruit? Like, what was your role in a lot of this?
So I try to divvy up as much as I can, right? Like I can't take on everything, right?
Right.
So the biggest thing with me, I had someone designated for, let's get the best and the baddest lifters. Even reaching out, I know Ben, you suggested some people. We had people from all over suggesting who we can have in the cage. People reaching out. But Stephanie, I'm gonna give a big shout out to Stephanie. She actually organized the whole thing. She's the main girl behind like all the lifters that are here, what they're doing, And then on top of that, like, I also want to give a shout out to Wolfpack. They're also a part of that big gift. We did a huge collab with them. Thank you, Michael and Emma. And we made this awesome collab bag, especially for the
It's
cage.
super cool.
And it was a free gift to all the lifters.
Oh, really? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So that's
The
how we
bag
organize
looks like the
lifters.
chain link
And
fence.
so-
It's super cool.
Were there any issues like athletes from different brands that couldn't do this or anything, or did you just like welcome in whoever? I don't care if you're sponsored by someone else, or how does that work?
Yeah, so when it comes to like just the lifters that are sponsored by someone else, we're courteous. Like we're understanding. Like, hey, like if you can't be here and you can't wear an animal T-shirt, we understand. We'd love to have you. That is one of the requirements, right? Like it's our brand. That's one thing we do want to own,
Right.
Especially because all the footage and all the live footage. But most of them, it seems to work out in their contract. I don't know details regarding that, but what I can say is that they're very enthusiastic when we reach out, and it's almost an automatic yes.
Nice. Yeah, you know you have something good coming when like you have a good success rate on that kind of stuff. You can just feel it, everything. So that's
You
awesome.
can feel it through the emails, through the IG DMs. It's insane.
Yeah, if someone replies right away, like, oh, we're looking good here.
A couple years ago, I had a friend that lifted in the cage, and he was sponsored by another company. He called me and was like, hey, they're making me wear the animal shirt. Like, I might get in trouble for this. And it was like, dude, fuck it. Like, bro, it's the animal cage. Like, it's more than a supplement company. Like, I understand they sell supplements. I understand your sponsor may not like this, but it is so much more than a supplement company. And if they really think like that hard on competition, like they're missing the point, right? Like I love you guys let your athletes like modify the shirts however they want. Like some people cut the sleeves off and wear them as headbands. Like people do all kinds of sorts of shit. It's such a free expression of the lifters. It is super cool in here.
That's the important part, right?
Yeah.
Like, if this is for the lifters, they should be able to stylize and wear what they want to wear, how they want to wear it.
Yeah, I mean they get to pick the oddest lift possible, right? Like so for instance, we just watched someone squat 600 for 2, right? I love doubles and triples. I think they're the most fun training because like anyone can do one and figure, but it's like having a really fucking hard 1 and then going for 2 and 3, like that for me that is way more fun. But you never get to do that in competition. So here there's been quite a few people who have taken like incredibly high percentage numbers for themselves and just seen like, can I do more? And it's wild. I mean, you've had some insane years. You had, was that kid? There was the Phenom. Deadlifted 700 for reps. He was like under 20 years old. Like, he was a Gym Reapers athlete. I forget. Oh, that's gonna bother me now.
Well, you remember that one time with Rob Hall and the Forsaken Warrior? Like,
We were talking about that with Jason before.
that was for
Left
me.
in
That's
a ambulance.
Oh.
He had a rhabdo from the set. One set. It was like an hour-long set.
It was like they did like 60 plus reps. We're like, I forget, it was like 7.
We'll have to put video over of this, but I'll explain it to you while the video plays over this.
Well, when we podcasted with Jason, I think in the show notes I grabbed some of the pictures, but he
Okay.
was all ripped up and bloody. And like his
So
hands
they
were-
put 600 pounds on the deadlift bar in front of them, and they said, go back and forth until you can't. One guy does a rep, one guy does a rep, one guy does a rep, one guy does a rep. And like, they drew this out for an extremely long amount of time. I don't think they really put like a time limit on how long they had to rest between them. It was just, if you can do another one, we'll wait for it. And they went for an extremely long time. There was blood all over the ground. It was disgusting. It was the animal cage.
It was the animal cage.
Yes. Do you have any like set events that you're excited for like that? Like, are there any like mini special things that?
Yeah, so Saturday is when we're actually doing the head-to-head battle, which, if you don't know, we were supposed to do in 2020.
Yeah.
And that's when everything got shut down. So we're bringing it to actually fruition now. And we're going to have Dan Green, Brianne's going to be there, Denise Herbert's going to be there. Saturday is probably going to be the biggest event. Julius Maddox going for an 800-pound bench. Hunter Henderson going, I think, for like a 700-pound squat. So it's going to be wild Saturday, but definitely looking forward to that head-to-head team battle.
We got to be here for the 800-pound bench. I'm coming back for that. Julius Maddox 800-pound bench. It's insane. What time is that? Do you know what time that is?
That's, I believe, I think it's the last lift of the day, 4 p.m.
I will be here for that, without a doubt. That is insanity. Well, dude, congratulations.
Yeah.
This is such an amazing thing.
So what are you doing today, right now? Like running around or?
I'm all over the place.
Yeah, I figure.
They've been pinging me on the walk. I'm just like,
Nice.
we're on the podcast.
Need a dry scoop?
Yeah. I need some dry scoop. I need some water because my throat is
Yeah, man.
All right.
A lot of talking. Sweet. Oh, let's get back to it. Unless you got anything else to say, man. We really appreciate
No,
you.
guys,
You're the man.
Thanks for being here.
Ah,
For real.
Thank you for
thanks for
calling
the
our
space.
bluff.
Yeah.
I'll
That's
see you
what we
soon.
do. Enjoy, guys.
Thank you. Well, so
Dude, Rudy's awesome.
we're at like 45 minutes now.
Yeah, that's
Um,
pretty good.
I don't mind keeping this a shorter episode and keeping moving because we got some stuff to get to.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Want to sign off? I don't have much else to say. Like, I can just tell during that one big lift, that was 600 for 2 that she did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on this
They're
weekend.
doing that
Like,
this whole weekend,
that was- yeah, this is what we needed, man. Perfect.
It draws a crowd. The funny thing is, like, the downtime in between them, it kind of dissipates, and then someone
Right.
starts warming up, and it starts happening again.
You can feel, it's like it just waves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's
you
cool.
can also go to the other side, talk to the bodybuilders if you, if that's your sort of thing. You know, they kind of like a step and repeat. So.
Awesome.
Awesome.
All right, well, from the Arnold Sports Festival 2024, Mike and Ben signing out.
See you later.